Hi everyone. Let's talk about jackfruit. Not really jackfruit, more the packaging for this jackfruit. Got it, Jack? So a bunch of people in my family are starting to eat more and more plant-based. Plant-based is food. Food comes in packaging. So naturally, by buying new food products, you're discovering new bits of packaging and some unique things. And some of the best way to learn about packaging design, to learn about graphic design for print, is really reverse engineering packaging, diving into it and trying to understand the die line, how it works, why it's done that way, what colors are used to print it, and how different effects are created in the box. So today's candidate, Uptons Naturals Jackfruit, barbecue flavor. We did pulled pork, but also a sort of jackfruit version of pulled pork for those who wanted the plant-based version. Really? It was delicious, by the way. Thank you for asking. So let's go overhead camera and let's have a look at this thing, and hopefully I can tell you a little bit about it. All right, let's talk about jackfruit. Jack, this is it. Uptons Naturals Jackfruit. So I disassembled the box so you could see first what type of box it is. You can see you've got a locking tuck tab up at the top here, these little locking notches. You've also got a dust flap on both sides. But the bottom, what kind of bottom is this? See that? Auto lock bottom. Push it on either side, boom, box is ready. So the box would have arrived flat like that from the printer. For assembly, the manufacturer just pops it open, throws the product in, and closes the top so that it's nice and locked like that. You can see that with the locking tabs, can't pull up on that flap. Perfect, locking tabs. So now let's talk about paper for this thing. See, this is it's a chipboard. It's got to be some sort of chipboard or newsprint or news backing, fully recycled, uncoated. It's very fibrous. Like you can see it, there's lots of fiber in it. And you can actually see, if we scroll up here, you see right here, this area, there's an opaque white print that starts at about this point. Try and get it on camera here. You can kind of see how that is there, right? So that actually changes the color of the material and creates this really sort of clean, a little bit cleaner, a little bit whiter look on it. There's a really good view of it right there. So yeah, you can see this box, I would say, is printing with a Pantone red with black, but there's also opaque white. You can even see on the face, there's some opaque white there on the face, some white print, and then it really shows up in this back area here on camera there where that opaque white is. It isn't a drastic white difference between the board and the white print itself. It just lightens up the area, and the way that they've got it sort of wavy down at the bottom, it kind of adds to the design a bit, and that wraps around the side. The side also has that. So it's a good box. I would say about an 18 point, probably an 18 point, maybe even a 20 point brown craft chipboard. But what's great about this and the paper that was used is it's natural, and it really speaks to sort of the vegetarian, the plant-based movement, the naturalness of it. The brand name's got naturals right in it. It's a natural product, natural feeling paperboard. So that relationship is established quickly. You know, somebody picks it up, oh, that feels pretty natural and recycled feeling. Then it's an all-natural plant-based product inside. So it fits really well. Like, it's really well done branding. So we've seen how the box comes together. We've talked about the colors a little bit. We've talked about the type of box that this is. Let's take apart this die line and have a look at it flat. we've got this nice and laid out flat here. Look at this, look at that, there we go. So this is the flat box. This gives you the perspective on where the artwork needed to go in order for all of it to align. You've got the glue tab down on the outside here, down over here. We've got our locking tab, we've got our 2 dust flaps for the top. We've got our auto lock bottom. See how it's got these little tabs where it all locks together and how that all comes together. And we've got a little hole punch here so you could see the product directly through it. But this is how it would have been set up. This is what the die line would have looked like that the designer received, or the designer maybe even created and laid out the artwork according to this. This is the die line. Sorry, missed that little tab. But there we go. So that is the sort of dismantling, taking apart of Uptons Naturals box for jackfruit. So now if you see this box in store at a local retailer, you know, look in the plant-based section to find it, you'll see this box and now you'll know how it came together. You'll be able to look at this box, look at the bottom, you'll be able to right away tell what style of box, what type of die line it is, you know, what the top closure is, what the bottom closure is, the ink, what type of paper was possibly used for this project. So awesome, super great. It just is all about helping you further understand what is done, like how does something go from files and die line and idea even to finished product, and reverse engineering it, taking apart the box, looking at how it was printed, what paper was used, all of that sort of thing is all steps in that direction. It's just having a greater understanding of how things are done, how things are made, so that you can take those into account when you're doing your design, your artwork, your layout, all of those sort of things. So thanks guys so much for checking this one out and for joining me on this, what is it, like reverse engineering? Nah, we gotta come up with a more clever name. I'll work on it. Anyways, thanks for joining me and we'll see you later.